You know what? Today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic. Today our topic is going to be idol worship. And the question is, what do you worship? Here we are. Worship is a synonym of adore. So we are going to talk today about what? Okay, so here we are. From the ancient past, people has had the necessity to believe in some magic powers, maybe in some creatures like this. Uh, Another, not only magical and mythical beasts or creatures, but also some animals which people has attributed magical powers, like cats in the case of Egypt. Uh, for example, like some idols, like in Mexican culture, Aztec culture, because we need the feel the protection of a superior power. And by that fact, many cultures have created different ideologies and idolatry. So, could you talk to us about something like this, Aurora? What do you think about idolatry, worship?
Okay, I think it's the same thing with different faces. In all the cultures, there is always a hero, a mother, and people. It's an Asian. It's how do you say archetypes? Who?
Bellevue?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the same characters once and once and once. It's for the for the Egypt, for Aztec culture, for Celtics, for even for the Catholics and the people who believes in Jesus Christ. There is always the same characters: the mother, the father, the son, and the same histories with different names.
That's it. All right. Thank you very much. Stephanie, what do you think about this?
Well, I'm agree with Aurora. It's different cultures, and they think that well in some specific idols, but almost is the same, but in a different way. Because well, I'm Catholic and well, I used to well, I believe in Jesus Christ, but I'm not something like all the saints, los santos. You know?
The saints.
Yes, but I think it's the same because, well, my mom is something like, she believes in Buddhism, and it's almost the same as Catholic way, but in a different name. But I think that all like a persons, we must believe in something for ourselves.
That's it, a superior power. And
Yes.
you something very interesting. You mentioned something about a family. It is always the same as there's a father, there's a mother, there's a baby God, and later on evolution. And people believe in that. All right, that's but well, I remember, for example, talking about the Greek culture. Here we are. Greek was based also in a father. Who was the father of the gods according to the Greek culture?
It was Zeus.
Zeus, that's it. And there was also a mummy a mother who was
Hera.
Hera, that's it. And so Zeus and Hera had lots of children, really lots of children. But I don't know, Zeus was a very perverse person because he was having relation with lots of different women and having children here, there, and everywhere. And Hera was so angry about that that she took revenge about that. And so she converted some of the sons that Zeus had into beasts or into different animals. For example, this poor boy who was the faun, he was converted by Hera into half animal and half person. Do you know anything about this mythology?
No.
Sorry, you first.
Well, something like that, no? And what about Egyptians? What do you know about the Egyptians?
There is Isis, Horus, Ra. They're using the names and for talking about the elements, the sun, the animals, and in these animals or elements, they represent characteristics of the personality.
Yes, that's it. About personality and about the power that they had. No, for example, I don't remember what was the name of the god that had a bird's head.
And the head, there is something about the sun, no?
Kind of like that. There was also the dog's head, or was it a wolf? A wolf head?
Okay. Yeah, it's a chacal. I don't know how do you say in English. Yeah.
And well, some others. I remember also something about cats, that the ancient Egyptian people believed that cats were magical animals who were conducting people to the other world, to the they would pass, the people help passing to the new world where they were going to be. Do you know something about that?
Yeah, in that when about Mexican culture, it's the dogs, the Xolotl squintly.
The Xolotl.
Xolotl. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So they said that the Lord Xolotl was the god of the darkness, and the little dog, was the Squintly.
Wow.
The Xolotl Squintly.
Yeah.
So it is going to help people to cross to the other side. So you had to treat very well to dogs, because whenever you die, if you maltreat dogs, they are not going to help you. Well, that's what my grandfather told me.
It's a great belief.
Yes, that's it.
I have heard that
All right.
I have heard that Indian people, the cow, like
Aurora, you know, I don't know what's happening with our audio, but we are having a little interference. Something is happening over there. I mean. Okay, Pam, how are you? Welcome.
Fine, thank you.
Excellent. That's it. You know what? Today's class is very interesting. We are talking about idol worshiping. Do you know anything about idols in any culture in the world? For example,
About Egyptians?
for example, Egyptians, Aztecs, Mayan.
A little about Egyptians.
Okay.
The people used to be a slave.
Yes.
And that's it.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, news, anything about the Aztec?
Miss Maggie?
Yes?
Sorry, I have to go, but I hope to stay here the next Friday. Thanks.
It's okay,
for
don't
all.
worry.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so what about Pam and Stephanie? What do you know about the Aztec culture in Mexico? Or the Toltecas, the Meca, the Mayan?
Well, I think that the Mexican culture is almost the same. They had like their god, like for the sun, for example, I don't remember the name, but well, they have the sun god, the water god, and the land god, and they used to have the sacrifice for maybe for water. They made some sacrifice for to have the rain.
That's it. That was a characteristic, the sacrifice they used to do. And were they animals, what they sacrificed, or was it people or food, or what was the offer?
Well, human people.
Human.
Yes, and even they offered like a virgin women to give it like a gift for the god. And when they wanted to have the rain, they made sacrifice with some person, with some people, to make to like a sacrifice for their god to have the rain for their food or they I don't know how to say cultivo
Crops.
crops. Yes.
That's it. All right. Thank you very much, Pam. Stephanie, what do you think about this?
Well, I was saying that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Stephanie. All right, Pam. I was confused. I'm so sorry. All right. So, Pam, what do you think about it?
Aztec used to adore the sun. It was so important in that time. They used to have a lot of enemies, a little battles. I think they used to elaborate the chocolate.
Chocolate was very important for Aztec people.
And that's it.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, you know what? You said something also very interesting. You mentioned chocolate. Of course, we are talking about idol worshipping, but I would like to add up that they didn't adore chocolate, but they produced very important quantities of cocoa, and they were used even like money. They sell their products and they pay with grains of cocoa. So that was very important. That was the first coin in Mexico, a kind of money.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. You know what? Idolatry and worshiping has been also present in the life, in nowadays life. We think sometimes that it is a question of the past, but guess what? Nowadays, there are many towns, many people who have some kind of idolatry all around the world. For example, here we have in India that they worship rats. As far as we can see, there's a temple in India where people adore rats and they feed them with milk. There are enormous pots with milk, and it is special for the rats. They believe that the rats are the impersonators of God alive. So if the rats come, they are going to have benefits, and it is going to be good luck for them. Did you know something like this?
No,
No.
Oh, well, I don't know. What's your opinion about this? Pam, what do you think about the Rats Temple in India?
I think it's not very usual in different countries. For example, here in Mexico, it's very usual. It's very common to buy different kind of clothes. People like to buy even though they don't have money.
That's it. You know what? It is something so interesting. We are going to talk about it. But first, could you do me a favor? I would like you to write in the chat your ideas about idol worshiping. What you know, or what do you think, if it is interesting, if it is important, or anything, okay, in the chat. Why in the chat? Because in that way I am going to be able to give you feedback to correct some of your errors, okay? So, for example, we are going to write, in my opinion, all worship different items. For example, in India, people worship cows. Here we have an example. Okay, here in the chat, I have already written my example. You can work something similar. Okay, so what I was talking about was about cows. No, well, in India, people nowadays worship cows. Cows are sacred, so it is not permitted to eat a cow, even though you are very hungry, I mean, even though you are starving, it is not permitted to eat a cow because cows are considered holy and auspicious in the Hindu culture. So please, could you help me writing some examples similar to this in the chat? Hello, can you listen to me?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
All right, thank you. You know what? I was talking to you, but my microphone was off and I didn't realize it. Did you listen to me talking about the movie picture 7 Years in the Tibet?
Not
Yes.
yet.
Well, it is a very nice movie. Have you seen it? Have you watched it? 7 Years in the Tibet?
Yes, I do. Some years ago, but yes, I have seen it.
What do you think about that movie picture, Stephanie?
Well, it's really interesting because well they know some some cultures that well I remember that he didn't know before, and he starts to be part of them.
So he learns a lot about their culture.
Yes. Mhm.
All right, thank you very much, Stephanie. Bam, what do you think about that movie picture?
I haven't watched that movie yet.
Well, it is about an architect. I don't remember if it is an architect or an engineer who had the commitment of building a hotel or a building, any construction. But the first task he had to do was to select the place where the building should be. But the problem was that every single place he selected was banned because people said, no, 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 not in this place. Why not? Because there are a lot of ants. And they said, no, because ants and all the animals are the reincarnation of many other people. So this ant passing in front of you could be my father. So you can't kill my father. And so this other could be my aunt. And you can't kill my aunt. So for some people it's kind of funny. But for them it was so respectable. And so they are different ideas about all of these things. So as Stephanie said, finally he liked so much their culture. He learned a lot about them, and he wants to stay there to remain with them.
Yes.
Oh,
In the movie, they speak a lot of about the humanity, all the things that we make in the world for another people, that we can help or we can change some things for of us.
aha, that's it. So that's philosophical.
Yes.
That's very good. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so Pam, you wrote that in the US, people believe that the Feng Shui will change their lives placing things in their homes. What do you think, Pam, about the colors and the places and the mirrors? Are they effective?
If they, for example, the mirror, if they put the mirror in the bedroom, they'll have a lot of money.
Kind of like that, no?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to have problems with your husband, you have to put the bed in a different position, far from the door, or kind of like that, no? The bedroom door.
It's a little strange.
That's it. Or that if you want to have harmony, you have to balance the colors and the colors that you use for painting the walls. So something strange. Well, that's it.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Pam. Stephanie, what do you think about the Feng Shui?
Well, I think it's something like the good vibes. Well, some people put an apple in the corner of the house to absorb all the bad vibes, and it helps to maybe something like relax the house and even your person.
Yes. And do you think that it is effective, that it works?
Well, it depends what you believe. Well, I'm not practice that, but I met some people that they did it and they work for them and they feel like some relaxing. Their house is like a very relaxed and they put all and you can feel like a good vibes and very very chill their house. It depends how what you believe.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think that it is very important what you believe, and what's your attitude towards the changes.
Yes.
That's what can make the difference.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. You know what? Now we are going to go to the most interesting part of this presentation. It is well known by everyone that people has the necessity to ask a superior power. We all need to feel protection. We all need to ask for the favor of somebody else, no? But well, some beggars can be a little ridiculous and so exaggerated. But here we go. What do we nowadays worship? Here we are. Nowadays, people worship their own images. People worship themselves and waste time on that. People worship money. People worship material things. Worship sports, then celebrities. And here we are, ta-da, the idolatry. People worship devices. What do you think about this situation? Pam, what's your opinion about this new idolatry?
Um, physical image is very important nowadays in our society. They think they will be very famous or having a good job or having a lot of friends or different kind of different kind of material.
That's it. How to be accepted by others.
Exactly.
To be popular, to be nice, to be...
Yes.
All right. Yes, thank you very much, Pam. Stephanie, what do you think about these images?
Well, I think that we can become a little bit selfish because maybe we think in some artificial things like maybe in the money, maybe in ourselves, or even in technology. You can see some meetings, or maybe in a family where all the people are sitting on the table and everybody with a cell phone, and there is no like a like a completely life to share. Now we are just seeing now the actual or the nowadays life, and we can become some selfish.
That's it. Well, I have seen that, for example, here we are. This kind of idolatry has conducted society and many countries to enormous problems. For example, wars, very nonsensible wars, conflicts, narco, because the necessity of feeling the power of having money. Money and power, well, in my opinion, in my point of view, is kind of like the evil nowadays because they lead people to that are non-convenient for anybody. But the people who cause these kind of problems don't think about it. They just think about having money, having power. Not for all the people, of course, just for themselves.
Yes, I was remembering in Mexico there are some people that idol to the holiday,
Uh-huh.
and I think it's kind of this because sometimes they ask only for money or power or maybe to have more friends or something like that, and I think it's even dangerous for the people.
Yes, that's it. And even, you know what? Time ago, I had in my hands an enormous candle, and it in the glass that contained the candle had a prayer. The prayer was to the Holy Dead, but in a part it said, "Protect me and give death to my enemies, and make other people who are opposite to me have the punishment for their guilt." And I said, my goodness, how is it possible, no, that you ask any superior power like they believe to kill any person? That's not possible.
Yes, yes, that's right. They do it for make damage to another people.
That's it. What I think that it's important to pay attention to is not maybe to that kind of idolatry, but the intention of the people who make that kind of ideology.
Yes.
And look at this. Here I have another example. Maybe it is a little exaggerated, but I would like to show it to you. So here it says, I was going to offer that guy untold riches, but he ended up trading his soul for the rest of my candy bar. Of course, this is a chuckle. This is a joke. But I think that in some senses, it is true. Because nowadays, people don't pay attention to what is more valuable. They pay attention to what is funnier, what is more beautiful, what is easier, and that's what is selling our souls to the evil.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's your opinion about it?
the worship of a physical object as a god?
Maybe, yes, it may be. Or worshiping any person. For example, there are many people who worship singers, actors, actresses. And even, for example, whenever we are talking about sports, here in Mexico, the worshiping of some soccer teams is causing a lot of violence.
Yes, it's very strange.
That's it. That's a very difficult phenomena. I think that it is a product of marketing.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think that we could be talking for a long time about this interesting topic, but unfortunately, time has finished. So I don't know if you want to say anything free, you want to ask anything.
It's a very great admiration or respect for someone. The act of praying to a picture of objects as a part of a religion.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your attention, for your attendance, and of course, for your participation. And have a very good night, and meet you next class.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye, see you.
Bye.